resident of Boise, Idaho for over 800 years. I just don't get why this always happens to me every single time.
Oh, come on, guys. You get it. You get it, right? Hello, and welcome back from SEMA. Those of you who went, welcome back to us who are here, and welcome back to the show for those of you who missed us for a week.
Yeah.
So that's very nice. Glad to have you here with us. Whew. It's been a bit of an exhausting one. Some of us were sick during the whole thing, trying to...
You were sick the whole time? I shared a room with you.
Yeah, I used a lot of hand sanitizer. You know what? You turned out okay. And remember, I only got sick because of this guy.
I wasn't sick, Dane. I don't know
From
what you're
last
talking about.
week's podcast, or the week before's podcast.
Totally fine.
Anyway, how about some housekeeping before we get into our
Dane,
whole recap?
have you
of
forgotten
things that are
to
going on?
introduce us?
Oh, see, that's what he wanted. He wanted me to say, and to my right, Levi Gates.
Hello.
Here in the middle, Dane Hennon. And to my left, Anthony Fisher.
Thanks for having me, I guess.
There you
Gosh,
go. I
it
guess.
took you a minute. So welcome back, everybody, to the Main Show Podcast, where we have returned from the land of sin and...
Debauchery?
Debauchery? Is that what you'd call it? Okay.
I don't know.
Las Vegas. So we had a full week there, close to a full week there. We left Monday morning and returned Friday evening. So kind of our new plan for SEMA is get in, get out, right?
It makes it easier.
People ask, how do you guys do it? And I go, man, it's energy drinks. It's, it's a little bit of sleep. It's a lot of food. It's a lot of walking, a lot of talking. And thanks to our friends over at Brooks Running,
Keeping our feet comfortable.
during the whole week. So
That's an important one.
anyways, so this week we're back home. We're going to kind of recap the whole SEMA experience for you guys for sure. But as far as what's going on here at the Rag Company, we are just
We're in that weird time period.
We're trying to just see what's going on, right? What did we miss from last week? What's going on media-wise, sale-wise, and whatnot? We have the end of this month coming up much faster than we even expected because we're already almost at the end of the first week of November. So we have a big sale coming up for that, which will be exciting. And then we still have plenty of media content that we have to create over the next coming weeks because we have new products being released from several new brand partners, and we need to get some of that delicious content out. Now, really quick, people are probably going to wonder the launch of the new Rupes polishers, right? So those are going to be actually coming. They're not going to be technically shipping until the beginning of the year. So some people are already pre-selling those right now, which I think is great. I don't know what we are going to do as the Rag Company at this point.
We don't usually pre-sale.
We don't.
It's
We don't.
usually not a thing we do.
we don't.
You just don't know when things might get stretched out, and then people are mad because you have their money and no tool has been sent.
Here's the thing.
I just don't like being in that position.
Here's the thing. They asked us, get your order in yesterday.
So basically,
So we put in the order.
Yeah. So we've put in
Our order to receive units.
but
We don't know how many units are going to be made. We don't know how many units we will actually receive.
We know
how many will be allocated our direction
We know what
versus
we're going to
other
receive.
vendors.
We do know what we're going to receive. What we don't know is if those sell out. If all of the North American units sell out, then how long will it take until the next restock happens? That's what we don't know. So we put our order in. If we pre-sale, I guess that would be beneficial to some of you who are just already for sure wanting one.
Oh, sure.
But technically, they're not even shipping out until the beginning of the year. So you would basically be placing an order now and be waiting a month and a half.
Yeah, we don't want to do that.
And I don't know.
Possibly
I don't
longer.
know if we want to wait that long on a pre-sale like that. So I'll talk with the guys. I'll see what we're gonna do. As far as other new products, we'll talk about really quick. We're not going to go super in depth here because you can go back and watch the live streams, or we're probably going to have more content coming up. Rip and Rag microfiber towels, they're on the way here within the next couple weeks.
Our new no-soak applicators.
No-soak applicators, next, again, I think those are technically already
both
here.
of them are on there. Either
they're close.
very close on the state side or here already.
Yeah, so we still have a little bit ways to go on those. But very shortly. Like, we should have those here again within the next couple weeks, and we'll let you know.
Also,
right
a
when they get in.
restock of the air blasters
Yeah.
and the air spray applicators. Those are sold out. We do have a restock coming of those in the next few weeks as well.
Yeah,
So
because we did not know that the blasters actually did sell out.
they were still available
100
on Amazon.
Well, they're sold out on Amazon.
They're sold out on Amazon.
Yeah,
now,
we did
too.
not know that. They sold out on Amazon while we were at SEMA. Apparently, people like those.
They
at SEMA,
loved them.
right?
Everybody did.
People stopping by and they're like, I'm going to order this
Yeah.
right now. I go, okay. And then there's one guy that said, hey, I'm going to order this right now. And he goes, I'll come back on Friday. Wait till Friday. Gone from both
Yeah.
places. He goes, crap. So,
Or people who literally just tried to take them and walk away with them off the rack.
yeah, I just started slapping people's hands. And then the other thing, let's say Rip and Rag, we covered that. We covered that. The IK stuff, as far as I know, because I know many people are chomping at the bit for the IK goodies. That container is currently at the port in Boston right now. And then straight from there, it'll be coming to us. And as far as I know, we will be the first people distributing or selling this first little batch. As far as I know, that's what Iban said.
Yeah.
He said
Well.
basically because of our order, this may be mostly going to us.
I think we have purchased pretty much that entire container.
I think
almost.
so as well. So anyway, so the good news is that stuff's coming as well, which includes the IK TR360. Freaking amazing
Very excited about those.
changing
The
sprayer.
IK Multi Pro 2 360 also.
Yep, Multi Pro 2
The
360.
12 plus.
Also incredible, and then the Multi Pro 12, the E Multi Pro 12, which is
Going to be the next rinseless washing machine.
it's gonna be the next rinseless wash superhero.
Yeah.
You know, fight crime with that thing.
Right.
So,
Mobile guys,
anyways,
yeah.
that's most of the housekeeping. We'll kind of jump into just how SEMA went from here, though. But if you have any other questions, just let us know. But right now, we're still just trying to gain our get our
bearings
Get our
back?
bearings back.
Yeah.
That's what I'm looking
Regain
for.
our composure.
Did you guys get some sleep this weekend? Because I actually did. I actually
did?
got to take some naps,
Wow.
which was great.
Okay.
So that was
Kids
good.
weren't keeping you awake this time? Or?
No, it was awesome. We got home and I got to take a nap, or I went to bed.
Yeah.
Normal went to bed. Woke up, got to eat some breakfast, go back and take a nap.
Oh, nice.
It's nice, right?
Yeah.
Get up, go run some errands, come back and take a nap.
Okay.
Quite nice.
Yeah.
Then same thing with Sunday. Be able to go get some breakfast, come back, take a nap. I really enjoyed it. It was
No,
nice.
that's
That
That's
was
a lot of naps.
First time I've been able to catch up on sleep coming back from a trip.
Yeah, that's
was great.
crazy. Did Carly just let you go?
Yeah, she
free or
also
what?
slept. She also took a nap.
Oh,
Oh,
it was
so
perfect.
Your
Then that's
kids
why
are
you
at that
got-
age
yeah.
where you could do that.
Yeah, we let them turn the TV on and
everybody
let them
now,
watch,
yeah.
and
Yeah.
we could literally nap. And so I was like, "This is a new experience for me."
That's
It was
nice.
great.
No, I didn't. I actually no. I slept really well. The time change threw me off.
I
didn't
slept
even
14
remember.
hours
I didn't
that
remember
first
the time.
night back.
Good
Jeez,
God,
Dane.
Dane.
As soon as we landed, got home, passed out, did not wake up for 14 hours.
No, I was just like lethargic. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Just kind of
just
just
tired.
unmotivated. I didn't really want to do much.
You're fried.
It
But
was,
then I worked on my day off, so I mean, it all kind of balances
It was
out.
rainy.
Yeah.
So I was like, well,
Kind of messes with you.
I'm like, I don't really want to go outside if I don't have to, and then, but I also don't really know what to do inside. So I kind of went. It was a combination of going stir crazy and also just being like super lethargic and not really having a whole lot of energy and not really knowing what I actually wanted to do.
Yeah,
Okay.
That's all.
yeah. Monday I ended up getting a car, detailing that.
Did you?
So I have that in the garage. Spent the day doing that, and then I've got another car coming in this week for a coating.
Ooh,
And dropping
okay.
it off tonight. So
Like that. All right.
just
very
trying to get a
nice.
little hustle, start making a little money. You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
little
Yeah.
side cash. And
No, I like that.
But other than that, it was nice to be able to spend the weekend catching up on sleep because our week was so busy,
It really was.
so busy. So who wants to start this off?
Okay. Well,
Should-
before we
should
start
we-
off, we can hit these two questions.
Should
and then
we
can go
cover
full
just
bore.
what SEMA was like and then just a brief recap
Yeah.
of our weekends? Or
Yeah.
do you want to do, what do you want to do first?
I mean, I want this to be the full meal deal SEMA recap experience.
God,
I want
Dane.
this to be the definitive record of what we did and had at
Okay.
SEMA 2023.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
What are
Okay.
your questions, Dane? Let's answer those
Yes.
first, just
so
to get it out
number
of the way.
one, I was just having Super Auto up here asking, existing IK sprayers are retrofit compatible for both the Ergo spray head and the 360 weighted
Correct.
ball pickup hose, correct?
Correct.
Yes.
Okay, and then an idea from Rick Smith saying, rip and rag color idea, purple and black, the cleaner way to detail. Think about it. Just saying.
Cleaner. I don't understand what you're trying to say there.
Yeah, I'm
Who's-
thinking
who's-
purple
when you
and black
detail,
is,
it already gets clean.
Who is that in relation to?
Could be
Rick Smith.
Jamie.
No, it's more. He's more of
I
a.
think it's
not
talking about
Jamie.
detailing.
He's more of
cleaning.
a fuchsia.
Yeah.
Okay.
Jamie the
Well,
Jamie the
Like a
cleaner.
pink.
To be specific
Yeah,
about it,
he's
sure.
he's a grand ambassador, right?
Sure.
I
I think so.
showdown
Well, he
That's
was
what's
one.
happening.
I
I feel
remember
like you
that.
keep forgetting these things.
many years ago.
I don't mind. Who wants to do their
So
weekends first?
chronological, yeah. No, I mean,
Okay,
if we're doing our weekends, they should go by pretty quick.
Okay.
So,
Levi, really quick,
Yeah.
hit it and quit it.
My weekend?
Yeah, go.
I
Yeah.
took a lot of naps.
'Kay.
No, my sister-in-law was in town with her daughters, and then our niece's son, he was with us. So it was fun. We got to hang out with them in between, which was great. They showed up Friday night, spent Saturday and Sunday, so we got to hang out with them. So Saturday we got up, got ready, and then we went to the MK Nature Center. Went and wandered around there. Haven't been there in a while.
okay.
Reminded Augie that this used to be a traveler's camp back in the day, and this was a campground
What
area.
year typical was that?
That was right at the beginning of the turn of the
Turn of the
century,
century. I was gonna
early
say, like
1900s, late
1890s,
1890s.
early 1900s.
Yeah, it was a traveler's camp. The whole of Municipal Park was.
Yeah, but not
prior
for,
to
not for
becoming an-
fur trappers though.
No, it was for folks that were camping out of their
The
vehicles.
fur trappers were like 100 years prior.
There was tents
We
and
don't know that, Dane.
we're in the 100 years prior. So you're saying 100 years prior to when I was speaking.
Right.
Another
Yeah.
so like from the present.
I'm talking the late 1700s, early
okay.
1800s fur
There
trappers.
are plenty of
kinda
fur
era.
trappers
There was-
around this
yeah,
area.
there
Though.
was-
They
there
existed.
I saw
17
a homeless man
yeah.
skinning a raccoon the other day
There
by
are
the
some.
river.
That's not what I
Yeah.
meant.
Oh,
But no, Dane, you're not wrong. But it was fun. So we wandered around there, saw some stuff, and then went back home, took another nap,
Oh, man, you were on it.
hung out, and then we went to lunch. Actually, we went to Cracker Barrel, family lunch at Cracker Barrel.
course.
Delicious, wonderful lunch. Thankful to our friends over there at Cracker Barrel for providing such sustenance. But no, we went back home, took a nap, chilled out. Then Saturday night, we really didn't do much. So I ordered us some pizza twists. If that was Saturday or Sunday, I can't remember. But anyway, I had a good evening with the kids and the wife, and we just kind of hung out. Started the kids on some Last of the Mohicans. Getting that movie going with them.
right.
Watched about 30 minutes with them the first night on Saturday night. Sunday night we watched it. Thursday about another 30 minutes. We've still got about an hour left of the movie.
I was going to say, it's a long movie.
Kids
so.
are doing really good with it though. But that was Saturday. Sunday, same thing. Slept, took some naps. But we went to breakfast.
Oh, okay.
Went to Joe Mama's.
Joe Mama's. All right,
Have
breakfast
not
eatery.
Eaten there ever. First time.
Ever?
First time eating at that place. Dane, I don't travel out to the outskirts of town.
Okay.
You know
these
that.
are Meridian,
Okay.
right?
That is a wild land where there are wolves and
Actually, that's just most of
coyotes.
suburban
There's a lot of
I think
things
it's
out
mostly
there.
just California.
dentist office.
Right, Californians and dentist office. There are
Exactly.
a lot of stuff I don't travel past.
And the occasional 24-hour gym. That's
you
really
realize
all
that was a 47-minute drive to get there from my home.
Ridiculous. It's
Very far.
It's
Is that
6
the
minutes.
place's fault or your
Very-
house's
It's
very
fault?
6
far.
minutes from my home
Yeah.
to get there. It's the convenience of living in Meridian.
It's called I think it was a 9-mile drive. That is a trek. That is a day and a bit, as we call it.
That is 9 miles.
Anyway, went to the Joe Mama's, walked in, saw Bruce Gates there, a real
Oh.
reacher-sized gentleman,
Okay.
having breakfast.
Tall fella.
Bruce is pretty big.
And he's 6'6".
Yeah, he's tall.
So we were sitting there. We said hi to him. We went and sat down. Good gosh, that is a eatery in and of itself. It's the old famous Dave's. But holy crap!
Do you like the layout? Do you
I like the
do you
layout.
decor?
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, holy
Still
crap!
kind of smells like Dave's if you
Still
really
does, yeah, it does.
If you really
if
Still
you
smells
squint
like
your
a
eyes,
put
it'll
your
take a big
nose to
whiff.
the
I
wood
like
beams.
that it still has a bar
Yeah.
in the center.
Yeah.
At a breakfast
But,
restaurant, what do you make? Mimosas only, all the time.
yeah.
That and Bloody Marys.
Famous Dave's. It wasn't so that location, just for a quick reference, hard location.
Hard location.
Is
It's hard to get in
Restaurants
and
have a
out.
hard
it's had
time there.
it's had 3 different businesses since Dave's actually.
Yeah.
And it's not that it's extremely hard to get into. It's a very easy to drive by
It's a nondescript building.
And you look over and you go, what? Oh, I don't know what that was. I'm not going to turn around.
But the realtor
right?
like selling the listing to these places is clearly like, look at all the traffic that goes by.
I mean, it's
because
a
it is the
good-looking
busiest road
building.
in
It's
the
a nice
state.
building.
But it's hilarious because Famous Dave's, right?
Everybody just keeps going.
was a fan favorite restaurant for Jeff Hennon
Yes.
of the Rag Company.
My
right?
dad loves Famous.
Loves Famous Dave's. Literally could have been the one to keep that open, right?
Could have.
But again,
Yeah.
drove by it, didn't know what the heck it was.
Yeah.
So then Joe Mama's opened up.
Yeah. But yeah, no, great. I mean, I ordered the meat scrambler.
Oh, big. It's big.
Got that with some
Everything's bigger
with
at
the
Joe
potatoes.
Mama's. Yeah.
And then ordered a pancake on the side, and the pancake was bigger than everything. Hadley
So-
ordered a short stack.
Would you go back?
Oh, 100%. It was great. It was
So,
delicious.
it was enough to get him out there.
Yeah, but you see that place is packed every
Oh, it was
morning.
packed.
Though.
It was a nightmare.
It's
Well, I'm happy to
insane.
hear they're being
But
successful.
Dane,
10 of us to
Yeah.
get in was good.
Dane has not experienced Joe Mama's yet,
I
have
have
not?
not been to Joe Mama's.
which is
no.
funny considering he's a Dave's Hot Chicken connoisseur, and they're in the same.
They are in
parking
the same
lot.
parking lot.
But see, the time I get Dave's Hot Chicken is not the right time for Joe Mama's.
But see, Dane could also skip the line at the Express Cafe, take Liz out for a delicious breakfast.
You guys could still wear your
wonderful
pajamas.
place. You could still wear your pajamas.
You don't need
yeah,
to be
we're
dressed.
not really the
And go
going
there
out types.
and
If we can
eat.
have our breakfast at home, that's great.
There's so much food you can't take it home.
Dane, it's mostly bothersome that you literally drive like
Yes.
10 miles to go get this drive-through breakfast and drive all the way back.
Well, he
to
puts the
eat
seat
it.
heater on to keep it warm.
You know how
I'm
some
surprised you
people
haven't invested
have
in a
their
heated
Not okay.
thing?
It's not okay.
That is my thing.
I know.
just really enjoy
Just-
the ritual of getting in the car. It's a nice morning. All right, we're going to go get some delicious breakfast food. Going to go grab it. Smell it the whole ride back because the seat heater's on. Nice cooking up them
no,
biscuits
it's not
and
cooking
gravy.
it that
getting
hot.
into the pores of
Just
all of your
really
vehicles.
Getting it all up there in the
Heating up the
air.
styrofoam.
You know,
love
it's
the
a
feeling.
Dane Hennon in a vehicle when it smells like breakfast food.
I hate there are worse things a vehicle could smell
Daw-
like. Let
and
me
Daw
tell
and
you.
Cali, yeah.
Yeah.
It's
But
minimal.
no,
on
so
the
it was,
dog.
we ate there, had a great time, then came back home, and then took another nap,
Yes,
chilled
Joey.
out, and then just enjoyed the day. Really, just hung out, enjoyed the day. Then yesterday I had off, and so I picked up a car from Wayne. I ate my breakfast from Sunday.
leftovers. Okay.
Leftovers. Had enough to eat an entire breakfast again. Quite filling. Then went over to Wayne's and picked up a new little car that he picked up.
What'd
Picked
he
up an 06 Toyota Corolla.
Oh.
Blown motor. Paid $300
I was about to
for
say
it.
very reliable cars, but somebody clearly missed a memo.
200,000 miles on it. Blown engine. Bought a new engine for it for $500 or $700.
I mean, there's so many.
Put a motor in it. Got it running. Wanted me to detail it. He's going to try and get $5,000 out of it. So he's got $1,000 into it, and we'll see what happens. So I detailed it. Started working on that. Did most of that yesterday. Took Augie to school. Went and had lunch with Carly. We went to Pack Out.
Nice.
Had a delicious couple burgers, some fries.
Up in my neck of the woods. All right.
Then went and picked up Hadley from school after band practice. Dropped her off at the library with Augie. Went back and worked on the car, and then Carly picked up the kids. Came home and we hung out. Went to Yokozuna Teriyaki for dinner last night.
Ooh.
Got some
Lovely.
steak and chicken.
Love
And
that, yeah.
just kind of chilled out, watched some more Last of the Mohicans. So pretty nice, easy weekend. I think the thing I was missing the most was just sleep.
Yeah.
Like that was the one thing this week that like
you don't get that.
no, I
anymore.
got good sleep, but I miss my bed.
Yeah.
I miss my blankets. I miss my pillow. It's not the same. Hotel beds are not the same, especially when you know I'm always numb, so I'm always cold.
Well, everything's always a little like starchy. You know, all the
Yeah,
stuff and the
but
way
I'm
they're
also
cleaned and
always
things.
I'm always cold. My body's always naturally cold.
I mean, that's partially my fault because I keep the room at like
because
60
of the fact that I
degrees.
have like hardly any circulation and stuff. It's something that changed in my system. When I was a young buck like
Thyroid
Dane,
deal.
I used to be very hot. Now
Yeah.
I'm very cold. So Dane kept the room at an icy 60 degrees.
brisk.
So I was able to sleep. When I did sleep, I was sleeping rather deeply. But I wake up and I was still, it was like breaking those joints because
Right.
they were
Yeah,
because
they cracked the ice
Everything
off.
was frozen.
Well, okay, so
and then I'd take a
just
hot shower and I'd finally start
for-
moving around again.
For the record, I set it to 60, but the reality was it never felt colder than about 66,
Oh, it said
67.
60 on it every
It
time.
said 60, but I swear to God that room never got
60
below
degrees.
65.
60 degrees.
What
the
you set
whole
it at
week.
is not what it actually is in the room. The room
No, it
never
was.
felt
the temperature, the
cold
room
enough to
temperature
justify. No,
was 60
no.
degrees.
I would take another room temp
I kept
test. in
looking
that
at
room.
it, and I'd go,
was
"Wow,
not.
it's actually holding."
Trust
at
me,
60.
I know what 60 degrees
never
feels
shut
like.
off.
It was warmer than that in that room. Despite me trying to get it to 60 degrees, it would not go.
Set at
Anyway,
60 and it
So
stayed
I'm
at
just
60.
stressing that for everybody
on.
who's like, "Oh my God, how
No,
did
it
you live
was-
in that?"
Moving
It was-
on.
it was
Dane, Dane, what was your weekend like?
Oh boy. Well, I kept it simple. Like I said, 14 hours, which actually, now that I think about it, correction, it was more like 13 hours.
Okay.
Because it got me right to the cusp of almost missing my favorite weekend ritual, which is Express Cafe. I woke up with just an hour left to get
Oh,
there
wow.
and order. So I made it because it was 13
Well, what
hours. Now,
about-
14
what-
hours,
was
I wouldn't have made
were
it.
the-
13
were
hours,
the
I did make it.
Cake donuts gone?
Oh, yes, they were all gone. So no cake donuts
Dang.
for me, but
Did
that's
you- did
okay.
you
I don't
ask?
need them. I didn't even have to say it because I knew it was me at the drive-through window already because they hear my voice and they'll get excited. But when
They all get excited.
excuse me. Yeah,
They're-
so they
they're
said,
the only
sorry,
way we're
Dane,
staying in business."
no donuts today.
Oh, thank goodness. Dane showed
No,
up.
like when you show up there, if you show up early in the day, it's very busy there all the time. Only does it die down right in that final hour.
What did you end up getting? Did you get the chicken
Got
fried
myself
steak?
a country platter because that was their special a day. So it gets you, 4 sausage links, 4 over hard eggs. You get
Holy crap, that's a ton of...
a lot of food.
you also get biscuits and gravy, 2 biscuits, and then in addition to that, you get country potatoes as well. So you
Holy
get the whole deal there. So it was
That's
nice.
yeah.
And they're running special, so it was like $8.99. But
Dane,
anyway,
does Express Cafe know how much gratitude you
probably not.
you have towards them?
Probably
like how
not.
much that they've
You should
affected
create a
your
flash
life?
drive of every time you've talked about them. And,
Somebody did a supercut, it would be one long
and
video.
shots of every time we've been there.
Oh, I know.
And then you drop that off to them and go, just pop this in the computer and watch it.
Just so you know.
Oh man!
So, you know, this is the
it
kind of
would be
stuff I
pretty
do.
crazy. So apart from that, got back. You're right. It was raining out, so it's kind of like, oh, what to do. Mostly spent it that day watching all of the SEMA videos that other people took at our booth. So I was kind of floating around YouTube to see what people were putting out there. Chicago Auto Pros, I'm Josh V, like other people putting different videos out there. So I was curious to see what other people were, saying as they were touring because obviously I know what it was like for us, but I like seeing it through other people's eyes too. So I was kind of, just following along, taking mental notes of like, okay, that's cool. And I think I want to do kind of a recap at some point later where we kind of look at all the stuff that we may have missed because we were just basically tucked in that hall and didn't go anywhere else. But apart from that, it was me also taking care of my sick brother. He needed me to go pick up a prescription for him and some groceries
What's wrong
and
with
stuff.
him?
So his eyes, he's got like I don't know, there's something going on with his eyes. So anyway, he was basically trying to minimize his interaction with people. So I was like passing the
Pink
stuff I
eye,
got through the
maybe?
window.
Does he have pink eye?
Well, yeah, sure. Advertise it to everybody. Okay.
Oh no, I know.
we
I
were
was
just
asking.
guessing.
I was asking.
We don't know. We're just guessing.
So yeah, blow up a spot. But anyway, yes.
We didn't know if he just said something.
I mean, I
What if it
was
was
being
something
kind
major?
and low key about it, and then you're just like, "Oh, this thing."
Well, no,
we were
you
just-
could have denied it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but now, oh, so it's my fault. Okay.
No, it's something we don't know.
So-
He's going to the doctor. Oh gosh, I hope Corey's okay.
Anyway, just hoping he
was
feels
just a
better.
question.
The poor guy's trying to keep his interactions to a minimum. So
Yeah, it sucks.
But apart from that, no, it wasn't too crazy. Been watching Cooper this whole time too. So Cooper barks randomly. He's the shop dog here, as everybody knows, in TRC.
Yeah.
He's also blind as a bat now. Basically only responds if you stomp your foot because he can feel the vibration in the ground. But apart from that, forget it. He's not hearing or seeing you really. But still a sweet little guy.
Yeah.
Still a sweet little guy. But yeah, no, that was basically my weekend was just been doing little things like that and just kind of picking up around the house, doing a few grocery runs with Liz, kind of reorganizing some things and just prepping for winter. So, yeah, that's basically what we got going on.
Nice,
Nothing
nice.
too crazy, but that was it.
Right on.
How about you?
Yeah, Friday night I got back and took an Uber home. From
Yeah, how'd that work? Because My Uber showed right up. My Lyft.
My Uber showed up. He got there eventually, and it was just funny because me and this guy we talked the whole way. I didn't really want to talk, but like it. I'm sitting in the front seat of a car,
Right? Yeah.
Not gonna just talk, right?
Yeah.
So I got to talk to him about
My
something.
guy didn't talk to me at all.
Really? That's crazy.
I said, "You mind if I sit up front?" And he's like, "Yeah." And then I go,
Oh, I can't do that.
I said,
That'd
so I
kill
sat in
me.
the front with him, and I was like, busy night? And he's just was quiet. And I was like, have you had a busy night? And he's like, no. And I go, huh.
I think I would have liked that for that.
And
night.
then
yeah, I think I would have been okay with
I
it.
said, it's pretty cool. We saw the fog and the moon. And he goes, and just was quiet. And I'm like, all right, whatever. So I just stayed quiet. But anyway, you had a great story with your.
Yeah, it was just we were just
Chit-chat.
sitting there and chit-chatting. He was talking about how, he was like, yeah, I'm teaching my son how to drive. So we talked all about that, right? Another fellow Honda Civic lover, as he goes, I'm a big fan of $300 Honda Civics. I go, me too. That's great. He goes, that's what I trained my other son on. And we had a long talk about that. It felt like we were talking for an hour just to get back to my house.
It was
at,
about an hour drive from the
midnight.
airport.
But yeah, I mean, I got home and then Saturday was definitely just vegging.
Yeah.
I was in like I was
didn't want to function.
I was
after
in
the
a
week we had.
vegetated state. I was literally just so out of it. I didn't really want to do anything. My daughter's she got such high energy, like it's insane, and I forgot how high energy it was. And she's like,
Yeah.
"Daddy, look, Daddy, look, Daddy, look," And whenever she wants me to hold her, she says, "Hold you," because I've
Yeah.
always said, "Do you want me to hold you?"
Yeah, hold you.
So
Yeah.
hold you
My
is
kids said the same thing.
Hold you is me picking her up. So
Yeah.
Daddy, 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 hold you, hold you.
But it's
So I'm
not
like,
hold you, it's hold you, because it's one word.
Hold you, hold you. So I'm carrying her around. My arms are just dead. I'm just like, you know what I mean? I have no feeling in my arms. So I'm just walking around with her. And I mean, I did that for like half of the day. And eventually I was like, hey, I got to try to knock some stuff out around the house here. And so I went out and I placed some more pavers on my side yard, which I was planning on doing because it was rainy, but it kind of cleared up for a couple hours.
It did.
And yeah, it wasn't anything too crazy as far as like food and stuff like that. We didn't really go out to eat. I mean, I think Katie brought home some Subway and things like that, and I think we kind of just hung out. I did actually watch The Flash during the day. Not a bad movie.
It's not bad. It's just
not great either. It's
CGI
like
is
really
just kinda poor.
middle of
That's
the
all.
road with some neat ideas, but not
Come
well
back through
executed.
my phone here.
In my opinion.
Okay, so genuinely, I was watching it. I was like, okay, it's not the worst movie I've ever seen.
No.
I could see why maybe some people nitpick the CGI, but like
it was bad.
I kind of liked it. Like
Yeah,
I
I did
actually
too.
I watched. I go, I'd rewatch this.
the best part about it was Michael Keaton.
Yeah,
as
I mean
Batman.
that was also.
I think
fine.
that was a
See,
great.
when I say good
great
ideas,
line.
that's the fun idea.
was
But
great.
the
I think it was
execution
good.
of it after a
No,
certain
and then
point is
people
like,
are like, oh, it was cheesy how they brought back all the other DC, people like showing off the multiverse. And I'm like, I don't think it was that cheesy. It was
No,
like,
the idea of it's fine, but it was the way they looked.
I like the
my
Nicolas
God, it
Cage
was
Superman.
so-
I thought that was a great
yeah,
comeback.
it went by.
They all look like Wii Sports characters. It's rough, dude.
I know, it went by so fast that I just kind of was like, yeah, whatever, right? But I like the whole idea
Spoiler
of
alert,
it.
the Nick Cage one fighting the spider was a great little plug.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that was also just like,
No, worth watching.
It's
I'd say
rough.
I'd give it a worth watch. It's better than anything that Marvel's put out in the last 3 years. Trash.
Marvel stuff's been a mess.
They've
too.
let me down so much,
Yeah.
and they're really trying to push this Miss Marvel.
Here's an idea.
or
Maybe
not Miss Marvel, but
stop
the
giving
Marvels.
superhero
trying to really
movies your money.
trying to push that. Right? It's gonna tank. It's gonna tank harder than anything they've ever done. They are scrambling to try to promote that movie right
I will
now.
say,
And I said
season 2 of Loki, I'm loving.
it.
I've heard some
sucks.
people say they like it. I have not
Oh, it
watched it.
sucks.
I really like it.
I think it's horrible.
But everything else Marvel is just kind of like in the dumps right now.
No, I think the Marvels. I think they're literally. The answer is stop making bad movies.
They just made too many. They just
or
made
just
too many
or no,
too
just
fast.
or just
There's
make
fatigue. People are
Yeah,
burned
they
out.
made
They're
'em too
tired.
fast.
They've been
Make-
tired of it for
highlight
years.
some shows that people care about,
Yeah.
right? Like re-kickstart. I know they're re-kickstarting many different things, but they made all these filler movies and where I go and filler shows.
Yeah.
She-Hulk, literally the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. You couldn't even pay me to rewatch that
Really?
show. Yeah.
I didn't make the mistake of ever watching it, so I
so moving on. It was just it was a lot more hanging out throughout the weekend, and I think for the most part, I was just looking forward to finishing Generation V, which I did finish that. Fantastic show. Do you recommend watching it 100%?
Really enjoyed that one.
And then I played a lot of racing sim stuff. And then I finally went to go yesterday to go get my eyes checked, right? Because I want to get new glasses, right? Because Costco, I thought to myself, I'll go to Costco and get a quick, prescription. They can order in whatever glasses I need. That's a lie. Did you know I went and got my prescription from them, right, which I'll talk about here and also in a minute. But I went to go say, hey, I want to order my glasses. Can you just give me these glasses, these exact glasses, just with new lenses in them? And they go, oh, no, we can only order from our approved network. And I go,
but you can bring in glasses and they can put lenses in them. So what you
Isn't that literally what he just said?
No, he can order his glasses himself. That's what I did with these. I ordered them from Stacey Adams' website.
Yeah.
And found these and ordered them because I found my black pair that are in that picture I really liked. So I looked at it, found the numbers and the code, and ordered them, and then took them in and had lenses put in. So you have to get back on, find that version of Ray-Bans.
Okay.
Dumb.
And then you can take them in and go, hey, can you put lenses in these? And they're like, yeah, sure, no problem.
That's a lot of work. So anyway, I did get my prescription checked though, right?
Yeah.
Freaked me out, man. So I walk inside the place.
More blind?
I walk inside the place and I've never been to Costco to get my eyes checked, right? I've always gone to other optometrists.
Sure.
This was this was for me to speed things up.
Yeah.
So I go inside the office. They go like, just here, get your images. And then the doctor will see you in the back. So I get my images. I go back there and sit in the chair. The doctor walks in, looks at the computer screen and says, hold on. Hey, we need to get some more images. Grab here. Can you sit back down in this chair? We're going to get a few more shots. And I'm looking at him like,
what's
That's
going
kind
on?
of weird. Like, why?
What's up?
Like, that was almost instantaneous that you pulled up my pictures and said, we need more pictures,
wow,
right?
this guy's eyes are really messed
So
up.
I was like, all right. So I sat back in the chair, right, and they get some more images, right? Go back in there, and the guy's like, hey, sorry, I didn't want to freak you out. I just saw something, and I needed to get some more images just to verify what's going on. I go, okay,
what is it?
What's going on?
They can tell a lot.
I'm like,
from
you're
your
freaking
eyes
me
about
out.
the
Am I
rest
going?
of
Am I
your
going
health.
blind? And he goes, well, no, but I'm looking here. I guess so. There's this thing next to your ocular nerve, right? There's this spot, right? Yeah. It's supposed to be like I don't know how to describe it. It's like if there's this ocular nerve, usually this spot right next to your ocular nerve that's kind of darker usually. It's kind of like a little membrane looking kind of little area. Mine was very light looking. And he goes, I wanted to get a up close shot of this, a cross section shot. And he said that basically I have some type of weird eye thing that he goes, has anybody ever talked to you about this before? And I go, no, I don't know what you're talking about. And he goes, so when you're looking, your monocular, whatever it is, like your cross section of your eye, everybody has this thing called a monocular divot, or it's like a dip in your cross section of your eye or something. And he goes, this little dip here is what creates sharpness of your vision, right? Next to your ocular nerve. It's what sends that receptor of giving you nice clarity and vision and all that. He goes, you don't have that dip at all. And I go, what are you talking about? And he goes, yeah, you don't have that. If you look, here's my eye, or he shows me his eye, and he goes, here's your eye. And he goes, see how I have this little divot here? I go, yeah. And he goes, you don't have that on yours. And I go, okay, so what does that mean? He goes,
when you take off your glasses, everything's blurry anyway.
Well, not really. I mean, I actually have things can be pretty sharp from a distance, yeah.
But you and I are both nearsighted.
I'm farsighted.
You're farsighted? You're opposite.
Yeah,
Holy
I'm farsighted.
crap.
Okay, so you're the only nearsighted. So we're both farsighted.
Yeah, you're both farsighted. Yeah. Okay, because I'm nearsighted. So when I take my glasses off, everything's
game
blurry.
over. Yeah.
So he tells me, he goes, yeah. So basically, you'll never have 20/20 vision. I go, I've never had that. I've never had it in the first place. He goes, well, no, but even with the one good eye that you have, that's still not 20/20. And I go,
does this mean you get to wear an eye patch?
I go, okay. So I'm like, so what does this mean? He goes, well, normally we'll see this thing.
You and my dad.
And people with diabetes. And I'm like, okay, I don't think I have diabetes. And he goes, no, I wouldn't say you do either. And then I go, wait. I go, wait, hold on. I have to tell you something. I'm like, I stared at the solar eclipse. I told him, I was like, I stared at the solar eclipse
In that one moment, you fried it.
and I'm like, for like a minute or two.
Oh,
do you
no.
think that's what did it? And he goes, so I told him the whole story.
Did he laugh?
Was in tears laughing.
Okay.
And he goes, that's so funny. He goes, no. He goes, I don't think that was probably the contributing factor. But he goes, I probably wouldn't recommend ever doing that again. And I
No
go,
kidding.
I go, well, no, yeah. I'm like, no crap, duh. And he was like, yeah. This probably unrelated. You probably have always had this, but he goes, I would just say I'll come see you again in 3 months, and we'll just make sure it's not, getting any worse or anything like that. And I go, awesome, okay. So then I'm like, am I actually going blind? Like,
It's better that somebody talks to you about this stuff than just letting it happen and then you going, what happened afterwards?
Yeah. So, anyways, now I gotta call my previous optometrist and be like, hey, is this on file? Because if it was on file, they probably would never have been like, here's everything you need to know about this. They would have been like, oh, your eyes are kind of different like this. Anyway, moving on.
You're like, I've been trusting you this whole time?
Yeah.
That's nice. Like when I went to the optometrist the last time, or like 3 years ago, I said, I'm having a hard time. Like my eyes don't work after 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Like I have to take my glasses off. I can't see my phone. Like, so I just don't look at my phone.
Yeah.
Like I just can't, like I have a really hard time, and my eyes can't seem to focus, and they're having a hard time moving back and forth. And he goes, oh, it's because you're 40.
Yeah.
And
I said,
so.
And I looked at him and I'm like, how old are you? And he's like, oh, I'm 26. And I was like, oh, that must be nice. Like,
Yeah.
okay. And he's like, I can get you reading glasses, or we can do bifocals for you. And I was like,
I'm not going to be that guy
all right,
yet.
dude,
I'm not going to be the
whatever.
bifocals
So he's
guy
like,
yet.
just deal with it. And that's what I do now. So I just deal with it. Last 3 years.
I just was like, telling me that. I'm like, oh my God. And so he laughed about the whole
It would be pretty rad, though, if you got to wear an eye
funny.
patch.
Yeah, I can match. We're matching with Jeff, right?
But you could get a monocle for the other side.
Think of all the cool styles of patch you could get.
No,
like cool patterns.
I
So
agree.
you had like a carbon fiber one.
Somebody could
Honda
buy you a
logo in it.
She-Hulk one as like a joke.
Yeah, carbon fiber one would be pretty sick. So, anyways, that was
Bet
my
you
weekend.
Davis
Let's
would
jump
do that.
into SEMA talk. Let's do it.
All right, so we woke up 4:30 in the morning. We met at the
I was gonna
airport
say,
at
we woke up
4:30 in
at,
the morning.
Like 3 in the morning.
Yeah, we met at the airport 4:30 in the morning to catch our flight out.
Here in Boise.
There was the 5 of us on the flight. Simple, easy, direct flight to Vegas.
Who all is on
Landed.
that flight with us? It's
The 3
you.
of us and John Green and Josh Brodel.
There we go.
But anyway, we landed, headed straight to the hotel. Found that we could check in, but we had to wait 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Once we got our bags dropped, we were able to head over to the hall and start packing. We contacted Freddie, and you guys went off to go pick up the vehicle
At
for the
Royalty
booth.
Exotics.
Me and the rest of the guys went over and set up the booth. So we spent the entire day just setting up the booth. What did you guys do?
Yeah. Okay, Anthony. Go ahead and carry this one.
So, you guys were doing that. We got essentially. How do we get?
We took an Uber basically over from the hotel
we did take an
to
Uber,
Royalty
yeah.
Exotics, which, if you're not familiar, Royalty
Couldn't remember if
Exotics
we
has
took an
its
Uber
own
or we got
YouTube
dropped
channel.
off. Yeah.
But yeah, they have kind of a following, and what I've kind of discovered is they're sort of the centralized hub for like all of the kind of higher end car community YouTuber people. They kind of go through there a lot of times, leave their car in a safe place while they're doing other stuff if it's not going to be at the show. In this case, Freddie had dropped out the GT3. He was also having the P1 delivered there, and the Evo was already there that belonged to Jack Builds It.
Yeah.
And they were all just basically on campus, but no one was there yet. So when we showed up, it was pretty early in the morning, and we thought, oh no, we're going to run behind. But no, those guys were a little slower than us. So we beat everybody there, and we met Houston, the owner, and he was basically what I gathered from the videos, kind of a no-nonsense, just like, kind of guy. So I was like, all right. But basically, we mentioned we were there for the car, and then we just sat and waited.
Well, we sat and waited. We sat in the front
observe the
I don't know what you
showroom.
would call it. Yeah, the showroom, I guess. And it's got these bougie couches, a statue of, I don't know, some type of weird fairy angel thing.
I get
And
some
then-
mad like TikTok motivational video type vibes from everything I see in
if
that
there
place.
was some like lion photos or
yeah,
whatever
there's like
it is, or
lions with wings and
statues,
stuff,
then
and
it would have completed the look. But no, there was that big marble countertop for their area, for their desk, and then they had a Lamborghini STO in the showroom with a.
That was one of the rental cars. Yeah.
What else did they have? They had the BAC Mono.
BSC Mono, which I love.
And then they were doing PPF in the back. So it was kind of interesting. I was looking in the back. They had IK sprayers doing PPF. So I'm like, oh, okay, they're on the right track.
The back was like their auto spa. What I didn't expect was that it was a separate building. There's like an alley in the middle.
Yeah.
So you go out the back door and you're like, wait, where's the auto spa? And then you see like one little doorway open. You hear a pressure washer running. You're like, oh, okay. So you keep walking over to the back and then suddenly it's this big wide open. The most hex lights I've ever seen in my life in one place. Yeah. That ceiling was
full
100% covered in hex lights, like the entire ceiling.
So we waited for the boys. They got there. We had Mike, Freddie, Jack, and Rex, and I think it was just them four actually.
Mike?
Yeah, I said Mike.
Yeah, you did.
So, and then they had this other guy who was a driver, but he worked for another
Cannonball
guy named,
Garage.
Oh yeah, Cannonball Garage, right? So
Interesting guy.
So we went in the back, going to go check out the cars. The Evo was there, and then Rich from Koenig Wheels,
Ah, nice.
Right?
Rich was there.
hand delivering the wheels and tires for
The Evo.
Jack's Evo, which was
Nice.
super cool. And so we
Roll him out the back of the van,
said-
like, here you go.
we said hi to him, and then from there it was just funny because I was looking over the Evo, Jack's Evo, which was just, I mean, incredible that he accomplished
interior.
that vehicle in that time.
Yeah.
And but we did that. So all of us together. So a whole group of people were started working on this car.
Yeah.
Because he's like, well, let's get these wheels on. So I'm on there with the jack. I'm getting the car jacked up. I'm like, this is great. It's like I'm back home,
Yeah.
just working on another Evo, right? And so getting to hang out. So we got the wheels on there. They filmed like their quick bits, and honestly, it was just a cool hangout session with the boys. I mean,
It
like,
was
we
really
just-
nice, actually, because you didn't feel rushed, and at the same time, you know you're accomplishing stuff for the show,
Yeah.
so you feel like you're getting things done. But while you guys were doing that, Houston rolled in his Bugatti Veyron, which is very purple. It looked like he had just finished getting it restored, because you know what's special about this particular Veyron? This is the Veyron that everybody remembers, that famous video of the guy in Texas, like, committing insurance fraud or something, where allegedly, I don't know if that all went through, but basically the guy's
Like
like, I
some
saw a
shit.
Pelican, and then he like drove into the bay with his Bugatti Veyron, and somebody was filming it from like a highway out
I've
the
never
window.
seen that video.
Amongst, car videos spread online, that's one of the more famous ones. I'll show it to you, and you'll laugh when you see it. It's like, oh my god, how did this guy even... Anyway, that's the same Veyron, so kind of an interesting little backstory. So the thing was like flooded, so obviously Freddie could relate to that with his P1 being flooded, but anyway.
Yeah. So we saw that, and then after just a little bit of time, and because we hung out for quite some time, Freddie goes, "Hey, do you want to come with us? And we got to go push something into the show."
Yeah.
And I go, "Oh, is the P1 here?" And he goes, "It's here. I don't want to tell people it's here, but it's here in this."
It's very
you know,
low-key in a
in
trailer.
this trailer, a trailer in a van. Because basically, the guy from Cannonball Garage drove the P1 by hand. He hand delivered this basically car
Wow.
from Florida.
Yeah.
Drove throughout the night. I think like 2 nights, like throughout the night. I'm like, what? How did this guy stay awake? He had a bed in the back, so he slept in the back of this van. He had a porta toilet. He had all these things in this van where he's like, I was able to essentially like run and gun, get this vehicle all the way here in just a matter of like
Yeah.
a day and a half.
And for perspective, he does a lot of McLaren motor building and stuff like that, which is a very specialized thing because there's not many people who do that.
Yeah.
And outside of that, he also, the shop he works at does basically like retrofits and builds and stuff for like Cannonball runners. So basically like the radar jamming systems, all this kind of stuff. Like some interesting mods definitely seem to go on there.
Yeah.
So he had a lot of that stuff they talked about.
So we all of us got in this van. I mean, this massive van, and started heading to SEMA. So we went the back way through one of the halls, and we got stuck in traffic for literally an hour, dude, of just sitting there waiting for our turn. We ate a bunch of Uncrustables that the dude had in the refrigerator.
In a fridge in the center console.
And a bunch of Ruffles, and we had a bunch of drinks, and it was fantastic. And then we finally got to the show, pulled the P1 out, and when they told me, they were like, hey, this P1 is like not together, but it has a wrap on it, and it's like kind of there. I didn't know what to expect, but straight up, dude, open up that door, hold back into the P1 is not on there.
The wing was there.
The wing was there. They back this thing out. It's got no steering wheel. So the whole plan was to move it every few feet and literally by hand grab the wheels
and front tires
and turn the tires. So I was dying laughing, but that's exactly what it was. I mean, so we basically...
It weighed nothing. That was the shocking part, was how little it weighed. It weighed less than my first gen Miata that I had. When we were pushing it, I'm like, I was expecting there to be like a little more resistance as we're rolling, but no, it was actually one of the easiest cars I've ever had to push.
It weighed nothing. So we pushed in the McLaren P1 through into the central hall, into the Valvoline booth, which was pretty great because we're pushing this thing through the hall and everybody is just
checking it out.
All the eyes are on it because everybody who sees it knows what it is.
They all know what it is. And they're like, where's the steering wheel? And Freddie's like, no steering wheel. So we're just turning my hand. So it's just hilarious to see us moving every couple feet, grabbing the wheel, turning, push, turning.
It did have some of the interior in there. Those seats were amazing. Those seats looked awesome.
It had some.
It's all the E3 custom stuff. The guy who does that stuff for him, he started, I think, back on his Murcielago, the Orange Fast 8 one, and it's just been doing the interiors on a lot of their stuff since, including Jack's Evo.
Yeah,
amazing work.
His name's Matt. He's like a... God, my God, he's amazing.
So shout out to E3 Customs because every single thing I've seen by them has been
mind-blowing,
impeccable.
So we got a little further and got the car in there. Then after that, it was back to we had to book it back because we had to go to the Evo to transport to the Koenig booth.
We had about an hour and a half before close-up time before you could get in.
Yeah, the time limit's 3 p.m. to get the cars in the halls.
And at that point, it was 1:40. Yeah. So we were like, we got to move it. So we got back to the place, and Freddie was like, all right, cool, dude. Well, you're taking the GT3, the 992.1 GT3 to the show. He goes, have fun, and everybody's like, take it to 9,000.
Yeah,
they're like drive it.
Like, you need to beat them. But before we took it out, that Hummer EV rolled in.
Oh yeah,
covered in bird crap.
Just crappy
more
car.
Than I think I've ever seen on one vehicle. And it had this kind of like brownish wrap on it, which really didn't help things. Holy cow, that thing was slathered. It was disgusting.
No, it was the Stradman's crappy Hummer. That guy.
It was hit by a lot of birds.
Yes, the Evo that Jack brought into Koenig's booth was incredible. I loved the hanging out with Rich, putting the wheels on. All that time that we had there was
a
just
nice experience.
My biggest regret really was not going to the Koenig Wheels booth.
I know we
really wanted to
because I was a prisoner to our booth.
All of us were.
We could not leave the West Hall. We had to stay in the West Hall because our booth only had so many people, and we needed to be on call at a moment's notice if something went down and we needed to be there.
Regret that. So anyway, the GT3 threw us the keys to that. I was like, oh my God, this is happening. Well, technically, we went to the front desk and I said, hey, I'm taking the GT3, and the dude doesn't even like really make eye contact.
He just barely registers
here and just hands me the key. I'm like,
it's the most nonchalant, just like, yeah, whatever.
I could be anybody. I could be stealing this car.
No, you literally turned back and looked at the guy and said, I could have been anybody.
Yeah.
You're like, I could just take this.
Yeah.
You're like, but I'm not. I'm a good guy, but still.
We went and got in the car and started it up and all that. And it's just like, good God. I mean, it's one thing just to see one in person, but to actually sit in it and then drive it, especially one that stick. Wild, right? So
those seats are cozy for a big guy like me, but I'm shocked they actually held me okay. And I'm 290 pounds and I fit.
Yeah.
So
I know we need to convince Scott. We need to have you boys
about that.
We need you boys to come out with wheels. We'll do the installs, we'll hang out, we'll do photos, we'll do video, we'll do cleaning, maintenance, ceramic coatings. It'll be a good time.
If I can get this Jag thing figured out, maybe then in the future I'll have a car we could actually put some wheels on.
That car is sad. The Jag is sad. It's still out there, rotting away. Moving on. So we jump into this very nice Porsche, right? Not
nice.
Dane's Jag. And I was stressed. So I told Dane, I said, hey, man, like, I need you to be either on the map or I need you to be telling me where to go because Vegas has crap roads.
Oh, the potholes are a nightmare.
Potholes,
but
dips.
I'm trying to record the experience because how often do we get to do that? Not very.
I know.
So I'm like,
I
need to capture some of this.
I agree. I probably should have had a GoPro on my head or something like that, but I didn't.
Or a GoPro with a suction cup. You guys could have suctioned up and
we
filmed
probably
the two of you.
should have thought more about that. But
before we went, we honestly didn't know if we would even be the ones taking the car there, so it didn't really cross our minds.
Before we left Boise that morning, you knew you were going to be driving it back.
At which point it's too late to go back and get gear.
You're driving the car here. You are personally.
So, long story short, we started heading down the road. I mean, God, the thing sounds freaking incredible, right? I mean,
the most drama I think I've ever heard from a 6-cylinder. It was so good.
Just stressed though. I mean, I was just driving, and I'm like, I don't want anything to happen to this car. The drivers are crappy, and of course, the first thing that happens once I get on the main road, I got a freaking Altima right on my
blasting up behind us,
on
like,
my
oh my
butt,
God.
blasting up behind us. Just, I mean, literally,
and it was like an 08, so it was the one with the yellowed headlights and like way too many bumper stickers. The driver
was saying, "I got something."
The
fast
driver
too,
lacks a respect for basic human, life and things around them. That is property damage waiting to happen behind the wheel.
Big ultimate energy, dude. And so, but passes me within like feet, right? Just like cuts around me. Like, do you know what this is? If you were to hit this thing, so we
drove straight though. I mean, for being repaired, you wouldn't know.
No, for being repaired, you would never even know. I mean, but I got on it just a little bit, second gear, did like a couple quick little pulls up to like $7,000, not enough just to get like a good taste of everything.
5 sounded crazy, but I was like, oh my God, you still have another. Like, look how far to go to 9.
Yeah,
you have so far to go still.
Yeah. It was insane. So we drove that. The downshifts were brutal. Every single underpass I was revving it because I'm like,
you're buzzing it a lot.
I want to hear
the tunnels and
this car in its full glory, and everybody's looking at me like I'm famous, right? They're like looking over it, and I'm like, yes,
it's me.
This is me driving this car. It's not mine, but I'm driving it to the show.
I'm gonna embrace this while I can.
I don't know. It was only several miles to make it to the actual.
It was a roundabout way of getting there, but you did have a few moments to open it up, which was great.
Yeah, because we took the wrong turn a couple times. So then I go, okay, well, straight
through an almost gigantic pothole that was like really close. Holy cow!
But we made it to the show and started driving it through. The people working the event, coordinating the cars, just
so angry, so aggressive, and so not helpful.
Yeah, just the greatest kind of people. So,
but like also none of them seemed to know what the other was doing because each one would yell a different instruction at you, and it sort of like felt like getting yelled at by the cops, like, down on the ground, here's behind you. And you're like, well, which is it? Like, kind of trying to figure out what it is. And the guys are just like yelling, but you're not really sure.
And he goes, don't move forward. Do not go past that cone.
That's the code. Do not go back. And it's like really angry. It's like, I just met you. Hi.
Yeah. Hi. I don't even know where I'm going.
I understand maybe you're having a stressful day or a bad day, but we didn't cause that. Weird.
Dropped the car off, got to the booth, and I think at that point you guys were done.
Yeah, we had just been waiting, and we had probably been fully ready for the car about 12:30. We were ready to pull it in at any time.
2 hours later.
And so I was just calling to check in. It didn't matter.
Yeah, you called about 3 or 4 times.
Yeah, but I was just calling mostly just to get, because your dad would ask, where are the boys?
Yeah.
And I would give everybody an update. Oh, they're helping move the P1, or they're at the studio. They're just hanging out right now, waiting for Freddie. Like, give the team updates, but it was still just
the first 40 minutes was just waiting.
I knew you felt like you were like, we're doing this stuff, and then we'll be
in my
there.
head I'm going, yes, Mom.
And I'm totally fine with it. I'm like, dude, take your time. Like, this is perfect. You guys spending the day doing that?
You would say,
I knew you were
take your time. And then you would call back like half an hour later. So where are you? And I'm like, which is it?
Yeah, it was just a check-in. How's things? It should have been, how's things going?
Right.
That's really all it was.
No, when it got to going, though,
I just wanted to continue. I knew you were having fun.
It was kind of a team-building exercise with those guys. We were doing a really good job just building the rapport.
We all knew
that. All that. So we wanted to make sure we didn't
The biggest
cut
thing
that
was
short.
there's one person that's like, where's the car?
Yes.
Where's the car? Where's the car?
We knew
and
at the end.
We kept saying, the boys are good. They'll be here by 3.
We
Don't
knew
worry.
at the end it would be in the booth and we'd all be good.
So
and
when
it
you
was.
texted and said, we're in the parking lot, I was like, all right, they'll be pulling in shortly. Don't worry. And then everybody calmed down.
Yeah.
But it was good. Got the car in the booth. Car looked great. It was clean. We didn't need to do a lot, which I was thankful for because that was the only thing I was worried about.
Yeah.
Was getting it in and then having us to detail it. So the fact that it came in one piece and was right was nice. Then we did. We went back to our hotel.
Yep.
And then went and got tacos and beer.
It's not true. Me and Dane went to go get sushi first.
You guys ate
That's
sushi
right.
first. That's
Because we
right.
hadn't eaten anything all
You
day.
hadn't
We're
eaten
like,
lunch. Well,
just
you
something.
had. You ate potato chips and
Uncrustables.
And
There's one Uncrustable.
I had one Nature Valley bar.
And you'd been up since 3 a.m.
One of the guys in the van handed me a Nature Valley bar and said, "Here, eat this." And I was like, "Well, I haven't had anything else this morning, so yeah, okay." Nature Valley bar did what Nature Valley bars always do. Crumbled everywhere. Just I'm like, this is somebody else's van. I don't want to make a mess.
No,
but that's all I had.
We went to go get sushi first, right? We just saw some sake, and then we got which the best experience happened. Can I tell that story?
Yeah, absolutely.
So we go inside. Go inside this. So this is the Benihana, right?
Yeah, in the Westgate.
In the Westgate. I love this place because, like, I love the JDM vibes, right? I mean, or I should say
Japanese domestic market vibes.
The multicultural vibes, right? Like, I love.
There's a fountain in the middle of the room that goes down from the ceiling like 30 feet. It's pretty cool.
I just love that area. It's a cool.
They did a good job. It's a really pretty place.
You feel like you're not in Vegas.
And the sushi bar they have there is cool as well. So, like, last year we went, we loved it, had a great night, and so I said, Dane, this may be the only night we get to do this, right? Let's go grab ourselves some sushi. Very true. I'm glad we did it. So we sit down and we ordered ourselves some sake, ordered a couple rolls, and got some gyoza, and we were sitting there just kind of chilling. And
it wasn't that busy. It was kind of like mid-traffic because I think we were beating the dinner rush.
Yeah,
so
we did.
We were all right.
And this older gentleman walks in, right?
I'm just going to say he looked like he might have been a Corvette owner or like a classic owner of some
big
kind.
Boomer energy. I don't want to describe it. I mean,
like in a fun way, not like in a derogatory way, just a fun way.
And
you got the New Balance. You got some. I think he had jorts and a branded shirt that had like Camaros and like Bel Airs and stuff on it, and the graphic art style. You know the type.
You know the
little
type.
Gray on top. You know the whole thing. Totally cool. That's fine.
So he walks in and he had never been into a place like this. He's never had sushi before. He's conversing with the hostess as they're walking in. He's just like, "Oh, very cool. Like, this is great." And he walks up to the bar and he goes, "Oh, wow, this is something, isn't it?" And
you and I are just kind of minding our own business, eating as we're kind of hearing this.
Like looking over and watching this guy. And then he asked the guy across the counter who's making the sushi, right?
Yeah, he's making the rolls.
He goes, "Hey, are you Japanese?" And the guy behind the counter is like, "Well, no, I think he said like he was some form of Korean, right, or something like some form of South Korean." And he goes, "Oh, okay." And he goes, "Well, is everybody Japanese here?" And the guy's like, "Well, it's a multicultural business."
Because the guy's thinking he walked into a Japanese steakhouse, so he just assumes anybody that looks a particular way is something, and it's just like, okay, we're kind of making assumptions
like,
here.
Yeah,
maybe don't.
So the guy's like, "Yeah, no, I mean, like, she's Chinese and she's Vietnamese and I'm South Korean."
We're just trying to have a nice meal.
He's just and I'm like overhearing this. Keep in mind, this conversation is much louder than I thought it was.
It's very loud. You can't not hear it.
And so the guy goes, "Oh, multicultural," and he's like looking around. He goes, "Multicultural," and then but then after he confirms, okay, so he's like, "You're South Korean or whatever it was."
The guy was Chinese.
Or he's Chinese.
Yes, he was
so he goes, "I'm Chinese." So he goes, "Oh, so and you're?" He goes, "I'm Chinese." He goes, "Oh, multicultural Chinese." He goes, "Oh."
Takes a pause.
He pauses and he goes, "Oh, konnichiwa," right?
Just really, but loud, like very affirmatively, very confidently, very loud. And everybody in the restaurant is kind of like
the guy behind the counter is like, "Well, that's Japanese."
Well, kind of he's like, "So that's still Japanese."
That's still Japanese. And he goes, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry." He's bowing, right? And he goes, "Okay, multicultural." So then
the guy, you could clearly tell like he was trying and he didn't mean anything by it, but it was the classic like, you're wading into waters you might want to just get back out of the deep end and go back to the shallow.
And I think the guy making sushi understood, but we sat down and he looks over at us, he goes, what do you guys think of this place? Am I right? And we're like, yeah. He goes, this is my first time. I've never had sushi. They said it's multicultural here. And I'm like, gotcha. Yeah. No, we heard the whole thing.
Yep.
Right. So it was the funniest. The guy was really nice. But
then he ended up talking about detailing for a second.
Yeah, then he talked about detailing.
Because he asked what we were doing there because he saw the SEMA logo.
I only washed my own cars. I never have anybody wash.
And we're like, good, you're on the right track. Okay.
So anyway, that was funny. But that was it. So then after that, we went to Tacos of Beer.
Yeah, we went to Tacos of Beer, hung out, and then an easy early night. We had Kyle and Tony show up from Obsessed Garage. They joined us for tacos that night.
Tony, mean Tommy?
Tommy, sorry. Tommy, not Tony. I don't know why I said that. Tommy.
Yes.
So Matt's guys showed up. So that was nice to see them. Then we went back to the room, and then Matt showed up when he landed and picked up his badge. So we got to see him, and then we started our first day at SEMA Tuesday.
Yeah.
Hike every morning. Anthony and I put on Brooks. You didn't that first day. You wore your shoes the first day.
I wore my shoes the first day, which, by the way, our shoes this year were Jordans.
Yeah.
Were they the college theme ones where they're the light
They're the
blue?
Tar Heel ones.
Yeah. So they look cool. They look really cool. I like the way they look. But, boy, they beat up your feet.
Yeah, so Anthony and I wore our Brooks right out the get-go. Wore our Brooks to the booth.
Brooks Auroras. Yeah. And, I wore my Auroras. You wore your Max.
I'm Ghost Maxes.
Ghost Maxes.
I really
Those Auroras, right? Everybody said the same thing. They go, questionable looks, right? But I go, you don't have any idea how these feel. It is literally...
These feel like walking on a cloud.
They
I felt like I
crazy...
kept taking steps up into the air.
No, the Auroras are truly... they look like a cloud.
They look like they're out of a Black Eyed Peas music video from 2003.
No,
but I kind of love that about them.
Yeah.
I know, but Dane, I was comfortable. Holy crap.
Yeah, but we did that to the booth, which I think really saved us.
Yeah.
Because to and from the booth, we put on our Brooks. And when we had the Jordans, we would only wear them in the booth. And that helped a lot to be able to change our shoes back and forth. But that was Tuesday. Tuesday was kind of a quiet day. It was a little busier. We got busy in the middle of the day. In the beginning, it was a little quiet, but it was perfect for you guys to go off and do your live.
Yeah, that was our kind of intro overview live stream.
That worked really well because the by the time you got back was when we got busy.
Right,
and so that carried out the rest of the day.
That was a 2.5 hour stream. That was like a Q&A plus walking around holding the camera while Anthony talked.
I did not lose my voice. I can't believe it.
And then Tuesday night, we ended up going to dinner with Diamond ProTech. And we went to the Hofbrau house.
Heck yes, we did.
That was I enjoyed
the most Hofbrau house.
I had a delicious pretzel
we have ever had
with some great cheese dip.
Yeah.
Some
but where did
delicious
they
butter.
seat us?
They seated us right in front of the band.
Like literally, you could have been poked in the head by the trombone lady.
Dude, it was like the best seat in the house, best probably overall experience. It was so funny. I post up some story posts, right?
Yeah.
I have some friends that are like from Germany or from like also from Bosnia, but lived in Germany for a while, right? And they were like, "Are you in this place and this place?" And I go, "Oh no, I'm in Vegas." And they go, "Oh my god, it looks just
so
like
authentic.
It looks just like seriously." I guess depending on how you look at it, like
it's a great place, great restaurant.
They dress the part. The interior design is very on point to what I've seen. You know, from our trip to Frankfurt and stuff like that. And very cool.
We ordered some delicious food. I mean, we got the pork sampler. It was like Schweinbraten, and then some other like sausages and other things like that on this platter with mashed potatoes. It was like an Oktoberfest sampler, so
it was such a just smorgasbord.
Dude, it was a lot.
I had a
meat
burger
and starch.
I had a burger that was like a mix of like pork and like bone marrow and like one other meat. Yeah. And I was like, this is insane.
It
like,
kind of reminded me of
burger,
the hack steak that we had in that was a Siberian restaurant. Or no, sorry, it was a Serbian restaurant. My bad.
Yeah, it was like that.
Yeah.
But we had big old things of beer. I don't know. I got them to drink like a liter of whatever it was beer. I can't remember what
those mugs were.
Wasn't crazy, but we had just a great dinner overall. I mean, I do want to make it a thing where we go to the Hofbrau house every year because everybody enjoys it. And while German food may not be like people's maybe go-to when you think of like something light and SEMA friendly.
But the appetizers are
it
fantastic.
burns clean. I don't know what else
Burns
to
clean.
say.
It was great. It was funny because Werner was there from Diamond Pro Tech, and he's German, and he was like, he had fun.
Yeah.
I could tell he was having fun, but then afterwards he was like, I mean, the food's okay. And we're
It's
like,
what
whatever. We
happens
loved it. We had a
Anytime
blast.
somebody is like, no, we do things a little
Well, I mean, I
differently
hate to
back
say it, but I
home
mean,
or
German
whatever.
food in general.
Yeah.
I mean, they're not. There's a reason why
It's
they
gonna
don't write.
give you
They
the
don't write
sweats.
books and songs about German food. I mean, it's a meats, it's heavy things,
Yeah,
but
I'll
I mean,
take
it's
German
filling.
food over UK food.
Yeah, I
any
loved
day.
I love German
absolutely.
food. So,
I mean,
Sorry, our UK friends.
but again, back home, back to the hotel.
Yeah.
Nice. We did a good job this year of being back at the hotel early
had a decent time.
to be able to get
Yeah.
some good rest or just chill out or call home kind of
Yeah.
thing. Then Wednesday, same thing, back in the show floor. Our walk culminated at a stop at Dunkin's every single morning to
Yes.
get donuts and coffee, which was probably my favorite thing to do in the morning.
Little ritual for the morning.
And then show was busy Wednesday, very busy,
Very,
and
very
packed.
busy.
And then Wednesday evening was a divide and conquer. You guys were going to go to Rennie's party. Me and Josh Broda were going to the Worldwide Rap Appreciation Party.
Yeah.
The WWW
AP.
a
Lot of
RAP.
Ws.
Yeah, it was 3 W's and then an RAP. By the time we got there, we waited in line. We got a bunch of swag and goodies, which was kind of fun. But again, a party, we didn't really know anybody. So it was very
you're kinda
unique. in
Figuring
that.
it out as you went
So
along.
we were just kind of wandering around, checking it out. And then you guys went to Rennie's
Yeah.
for a little bit.
And we
How'd
knew
that go?
everybody there. I mean, that is the nice thing about going to Rennie's party is like everybody you're vaguely familiar with in detailing is pretty much there.
So we've gone to Rennie's parties for, I don't know, 3, 4 times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, now. And so it's something we always look forward to. And for what it's worth, I mean, it brings in a large crowd of people. It has a ton of, almost everybody
It was
in the
packed.
industry is there. People that you wouldn't even expect to be at the party are there. And so we always look forward to it. So this year we showed up early, had a little bit of wait outside, but we finally got in the building, right?
You're
There's
there
a-
about 2 hours, right?
Yeah, we were there for about.
Right about.
But we got inside the place, and the food was already laid out. So I'm like, okay, I got to go grab some food because I'm starving, right? This is where I messed up. Should have went and got myself a drink or anything to drink at all whatsoever, right? Before getting my food, because this was the only downside of the whole party. But
But it is kind of an Achilles heel.
But it is the Achilles heel of this party was the bar / just drink line, right? So
situation.
they had the bar there, which was serving not just alcohol, but I mean just
Soda and
Coke,
water and
If you
soda,
wanted a
whatever,
water,
whatever.
you
And
had to go
last
there
year
too.
there was buckets for water.
And
they
I
had
didn't
like ice
see
buckets
those
for
this
water with
time.
water
I didn't-
bottles.
If they were there, I
I
did not
I
see
didn't
them.
see those
Yeah.
either this time. But yeah, basically, dude, the line to get to the bar,
Absurd.
absurd. Like there's no, it was impossible.
We tried multiple angles of attack.
Yeah, like we switched out of the line. We got out of this line.
We tried
went over to
different
this side,
vectors.
and we're like, well, maybe we'll just give it a few minutes. Let's jump over here. Let's jump over here. Every single thing we did was the worst decision, right? We just ended up being longer and longer. So
You're
what
just getting
happened was
stonewalled everywhere.
because people were waiting so long in that line, they were ordering 5 to 10 drinks at a time, which would hold up the line even more because they were like, well,
They were afraid they weren't going to have
we're
a
not going to
chance
be able
again.
to come back, so I got to order multiple drinks. And I
Yeah.
go, yeah, but because you're doing that now, I can't get anything to drink, right?
Yeah.
All I wanted was a water, and I couldn't even get
couldn't
that.
even
So
get that.
what ended up happening was after almost 2 hours, we ate everything we wanted to eat.
Yeah.
We talked to everybody we wanted to talk to, but I just was thirsty, so I was like, you know what? I think we probably should go visit Levi and go see what's going on there.
Yeah.
So funny enough, in the time that took us to jump into a cab and drive to the other side of Vegas, right, we were probably able to get something to drink faster in that time
Yeah,
than waiting around
less
in
than
the
3
line.
minutes in the door, we already had our
But
drinks. and
for
stuff,
what it's
yeah.
for what it's worth, though, Rennie had a fantastic party.
It was.
sounded
It
like
was
the
a great
fundraising
turnout.
event they had was
Yeah.
amazing. It sounded like everybody that showed up, whether they were early or late or whatever it is, enjoyed themselves, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even Adam from Adam's Polishes showed up and was able to jump in on one of the fundraising, kind of buying, I think he bought something or another. But yeah, I mean, it's a fantastic party. I think the only thing that was just getting the drinks. So maybe next year some buckets of soda or water or, even shoot, dude.
I understand keeping the alcohol behind the bar, but for like water and things,
Yeah.
just having that option
some
for
bottled
people.
water would have been a nice
Punch.
thing.
Honestly,
Like a
that
punch
made
would be
that made a
great.
big difference.
Punch,
So
because at least we could have just stood around with a drink and
because if you eat the food and you have nothing to drink, you're kind of feeling like this is my entire evening right now. This is kind of
it was like a barbecue chicken sandwiches. So
Yeah.
if we add them, and I was like,
yeah.
really could use a little something.
Yeah,
So
at the wrap party, they had a taco truck, and that
Taco
was
wagon,
great.
yeah.
Oh
We got
God.
those. They were delicious.
I went to the taco
Yeah.
truck, right? Because I was like, I'll try it out, right? Holy crap, those tacos were so good.
They were really good.
I could have sat there and just continued to eat more and more.
I was bummed that I didn't eat more.
They were so,
Like
they
I
were
ordered
so
three
good.
asada tacos.
Yeah,
and
they were. It was like a crispy. I don't know. What
they were
had,
good,
but
really good.
That
but
is
after
one tricky thing about these parties is usually when you have your if you don't have a dinner separate from the parties, you end up having appetizers for dinner essentially, and that's your whole dinner that evening. So sometimes people are like, "Why didn't you eat? Why are you complaining about being hungry?" It's like, well, you're kind of compromised.
Yeah. So after we left there, that was what Wednesday night.
That was Wednesday night.
So then we got back to the hotel.
Back to the hotel.
Slept.
Yep. And then woke up the next day, same thing, Thursday morning, get ready. Duncan's show, busy show. And then Thursday evening, walk back and get ready because we had the KCX Color Lock collab party at the Commonwealth downtown.
Yeah.
And for those that were wondering, Color Lock got purchased by KCX, and that was a big announcement they did
They merged.
on Halloween on Tuesday. Was that they had merged, and they are now. It'll be interesting to see how it kind of changes and
How it affects the product line.
Lars is still going to be in with the company for, he said, I believe 3 years.
Okay.
And so
He's still helping guide things.
yeah, so he'll still be with the company doing stuff, but KCX basically is now.
Honestly, it makes a
part
lot
of
of
Color Lock,
sense.
and Color Lock is now part of KCX. So, so they had booths next to each other.
Yeah.
So that was that party, and so they basically invited. It was a very nice. They invited their distributors and dealers and friends, and so it was a quiet, small party. But a really fun, cool place with a
It
lot
was
of
like a
good
more
food.
intimate
Dude,
setting. It was
I
like really
loved-
hipstery.
That building was
steampunky.
rad.
I love that.
Yeah,
I
that's how I
loved-
want to build my
vibes.
my garage.
I really
to look
liked
like.
it.
I loved every single thing about
And
that
the rooftop.
location.
Oh, the rooftop was great.
And honestly, I think the people that were there, everybody was super chill. The bearded hunter, right?
Bearded
Our
Hunter was
boy
there.
was there.
Yep.
And actually, there's so many grandmasters that we saw
I
that
want to
week.
shout out all the people that we met and talked with.
I'll do that
there.
here for the next day. But
Yes.
yeah, so I mean, we hung out with the bearded hunter,
Dabbler.
two drink Tony, or two
Yeah.
Tony
Freaking
Mazel. Mazel the Gazelle was he was there. I mean, it was just great.
They were showing up right as we were leaving.
I love
unfortunately.
everybody that was there. We always get along so well.
Kyle from OG, very cool. Like that guy. a lot.
Yep. And yeah, I mean, good appetizers. I mean, basically, it was Nadine from Coach Kemi, and then Justin from Coach Kemi, our boy, Mountain Town Detail.
That
is
put on
put-
the
Talked to
party.
Gary for a long
put
time
on that
too.
party. I mean, they
Yeah.
basically
They're
made
the marketing
did the
team.
whole thing, and they did a fantastic job. So we did that, hung out for a little while longer, and then we left. Right?
Yeah, we headed back because Thursday's the hardest day. What most people don't realize is we've been working for 4 days. Friday's our last day, and Thursday night's our last night
Yeah.
at the place.
Because
And
Friday
that's-
night we're flying home.
That's the hardest thing is we still had the G-Technic party to go to,
Yes.
and we just couldn't rally. And so all of us were kind of like, man, I'm just tired. So we
would've
headed back to the
needed-
hotel.
Yeah.
You guys were still a little hungry. So you went
Yeah.
downstairs. You were like, let's try and hit the sushi one
place.
more time.
Yes.
Yeah, we showed up 4 minutes before they closed, and they denied us.
9:56. They closed at 10. So
I go,
it was
what
just
kind
like,
of sushi place closes in Vegas at 10 o'clock?
That does feel weirdly
Keep it,
early.
especially when
On
the
a
whole
Thursday
freaking
night.
place is packed. And so we
Yeah.
showed
that
up, and
place
they're
was
like,
busy.
sorry, we're closing. I go, seriously? All we wanted was another good night here, and you're going to take that from me.
Yeah.
So we ended
But they
up
also
going...
provide us, so we can't be too
Went to
mad.
the sports book, and I got myself a questionable taco salad.
And I got a questionable Philly cheese
Which
steak.
surprisingly burned clean.
Yeah,
Burned clean.
surprisingly,
Yeah,
yes.
it didn't seem like it was going to.
It seemed like the kind of thing you get at like a baseball game,
Yeah.
though, and not in a good
And
way.
we came back to your room, and I ate it there.
You ate it there.
Yeah.
It was great because like you guys stopped. I got there. I called Carly, and I was able to. Carly and I. One thing we were doing was we started playing Phase 10 every night, the card
Right.
game, Gin Rummy, on our phones. And so that was something fun we could do is we were able to play, we were put our headphones in, talk to each about the night, how everything's been going, and play a round of cards with each other. And that was a lot of fun to be able to,
nice.
to do that. Kind of made it feel like we were connected still, like at, even though we're in separate towns. So that was actually really fun to be able to do something like that. So we,
fun.
I was able to get that done while you guys were there, getting your food, and then go to bed. Friday morning, we had to wake up. I was also able to, after I got done with cards and you left, I had repacked my entire suitcase, got everything packed, pulled my clothes out, because Friday morning we had to bring all our suitcases and everything down and over to the booth with us.
I was up until about 1:30 laying my stuff out because I have all the chargers and everything.
So we had to get all that done, and that's what most people didn't realize. We had to leave after the show. So carrying our suitcase now, that's a long walk.
Yeah.
It's one thing with just a backpack, it's another thing when you're rolling your suitcase with it. But Friday, super busy day. I mean, probably arguably the busiest day.
It was very busy.
Great turnout, great show. Thank you to everybody that stopped by, visited Kirby. It was great to have you there.
Especially Kirby.
Kirby stopped by
Great
a couple
to
times
meet
to
Kirby
say hello.
in person there and all that,
but yeah,
too.
it was good. And then Friday, what?
For people that Kirby Thompson's a good guy. He's a fun guy. I appreciate his demeanor and how chill he is.
Very chill.
And I just like hanging out with him.
Yeah, it was a good time. It was great having Gary from Long Island there.
Yep.
And we were able to pack up our booth. As soon as 4:00 hit, we start tearing down the booth. We got everything torn down by about 5.
We were booking it.
We were hauling, got everything wrapped and
We had
good.
to pull things in the hall. And we were like, fast before they
Freddie
complain.
came and grabbed the GT3, drove it out.
Yeah, they got the GT3 out. We were able to tear the booth down. We were able to get everything ready, and then we were able to go around, say bye to everybody with enough time, hang out, say hello, and then walk back to the sports book
Yeah.
to catch an Uber to head back to the airport.
Yep.
And that, I am glad we did it as early as we did, because the traffic
So much
getting
traffic.
bad.
to get out and get to the airport you literally were going to hop out of the Uber or the Lift at one point
Dude, I had
to go to
pee,
the
man.
bathroom.
I had to pee. And I was like, hey, dude, how far?
You're looking at
I'm like-
bushes as you drive past.
I'm
you're
like, how far away? He goes, well,
far?
if you want to hop out right now and just meet us in the traffic later on. I go, well, I don't want to take that
But
risk.
what if it opens up and you're
about
gone?
flight? I'm not going to take that risk, man. So I just need to know what we're looking like.
Yeah.
And so, but no, we made it. We finally made it to the airport. We checked in, and before you know it, we were sitting at the Nathan's hot dog and
That's the other thing. That burger, every year I think about that
not
burger.
a good burger
because it's not that good.
It's not that
It's
good.
not that good,
It's a
but
Nathan's
it's-
burger.
It's
They
a
don't-
4.5 out of 10.
They don't even
but-
specialize in burgers.
They
specialize
don't.
in hot
But it's
dogs.
the time period. It's
Yeah.
the fact that it's the last day. You're exhausted. You just need food. I remember the Friday night Domino's pizza we got when we had our Airbnbs.
Oh,
Where
man.
also there's something so delicious about that when you're just wiped.
Yeah.
And you just need food, and you're like,
Yeah.
that burger. I remember last year going, I need 2 patties next year.
No, I
and
love
this
it.
You
year I
did.
did 2
And
patties.
You guys ordered
We
your
all
burgers.
got our burgers.
And I ordered a sandwich, a literal
A
cold
BLT.
sandwich.
A BLT.
easiest sandwich. It took them 15 minutes for me to get my sandwich.
No,
We
that's
you
all
guys
finished
we
our
all
food.
wrapped up our stuff and put it away, and you were still waiting for
Yeah,
your
so
sandwich.
everybody's food was done, and she goes, "Hey, sorry about that wait." And I just grab it and go, "Thanks." Like, I don't know.
We had literally
like,
all finished
Like,
eating.
everybody's done. You could have just said, "Hey, man, like, it's going to be, like, a while. Do you
All
want
things
it?"
being equal, your thing should have come out before any of ours. did.
Anyway, I
You
just
probably could have gotten up and gone and got your Jersey Mike's sandwich.
physically
the time that it took for
physically
them to
could have
bring
done
it
that.
to you.
Yes.
So it took forever, but anyways.
Okay, now separating what the logistics of the show, though, I want to go back and point out
Yeah.
all the people we got to talk to at the booth.
Oh my gosh.
People we got to meet. I realize there's many of you. We don't want to forget anyone.
I still have
but at the
SEMA
same time,
brain.
We had a chance to meet a lot of folks we hadn't met before. Want to say thank you to each and every one of you who came by the booth, chatted with us, got to know the products, got to know us. That was really, really cool.
Spencer showed up.
Yes,
Hung out
Spencer,
a couple
tractor
times.
detailer
He
guy.
kept trying to hook
showed
up a couple nights
I
to come hang out with us.
Spencer was there
Yeah.
last year too. You guys were
He
treating
was.
it like he was
we
there
took
his
a
first
picture
year.
of him last year. I remember him there
He
last
gave me a
year.
thing of flex tape last
Yeah,
year.
but he
Yeah.
was back this year and really tried to make an
And he
effort
had
to hang
friends with
out
him
and
and
do
stuff.
stuff.
I
And that was
know.
really good.
And for people that reached out and said, "Hey, like, you guys want to hang out with us tonight?" And they were inviting us to do things.
We would
had a
love to.
schedule.
We would love to, but we had like a kind of a set schedule, and honestly, yeah, we were so wiped by the time everything's done during the day. Like even something as little as grabbing a drink at the very end is even like, oh crap, I don't even want to. I just want to go to bed. So it was tough, but I do appreciate it. And please continue to invite us things.
Yes.
Yeah.
We might eventually
know.
be able to
You
have
never
time
know when you're
to
going to be that
free
one
up.
person that times it just right and we say yes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, apart from that, obviously, we had Larry from Ammo stop by the booth. Great as always.
Yep.
We had Sarah and Toon come by. She talked to you about towels for a while, which was cool. So maybe she'll buy something. I don't know. We'll see. And then as far as other folks go, obviously, we had Shmi stop by. He always comes to look at the cars at Freddy's.
Matt Armstrong
Automotion
stopped by.
TV people
Matt
were there. Matt
Armstrong.
Armstrong stopped by.
Jack Ultramotive stopped by.
Jack Ultramotive stopped by.
After hours.
Dang. Okay.
Yeah, we weren't there. He
Missed
stopped by
him.
to see the car. There's actually a lot of different people that stopped by, and then we also got quite a few pictures. You said from guys from Motion Auto TV stopped by.
I mean, Matt
And
from
then
Obsessed Garage, of course.
Matt was there, and Pan was not at SEMA this year.
No, it did not see
That makes
Pan.
a lot of sense because I thought he was there, and I'm
I
like,
definitely would have noticed if
Pan
he was
isn't going to
around.
say hi to us?
He
What
wasn't
the heck?
there, yeah.
But he wasn't there. So outside of that, though, I did get a bunch of pictures with other random people, all the above named, which was really
Yeah,
cool.
like Alex Martini from Fitment, formerly Fitment,
For-
and all that
for-
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah.
for
Now
formerly
he's doing
Fitment.
Martini Works and all that stuff.
So we stopped by. So he stopped by and said hi to him, and then was funny. The Bearded Hunter knows this, right?
Bearded
it
Hunter,
was
of
me,
course.
Hunter, and Dabbler, right? Matt.
Yeah.
We're sitting there at lunch with Dane,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there at the table eating our rice bowls.
Right.
And
This. Yeah, this is cool.
And this person kind of gets up and was standing near us, and they kind of gets up to grab a coffee, and then Hunter was like,
Is that?
"Is that? No."
And then you all kind of
and
like
then
whispering
Matt's
amongst
like,
yourselves.
Matt's like, who do you think it is? And and Hunter was like,
And my back's
"That-
to this person, so I have
that
no idea
looks
who you're
like-
talking about.
It looks like Mia Block, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Mia Block. I'm like, it's not Mia Block. I'm like looking over, and I see this
Block's daughter.
Ken Block's daughter. I see this girl with black hair just kind of sitting there, and she was with like this family. I'm like, I think that's like a daughter with her
You don't
family.
want to just
I don't
assume
think-
some random person is someone who's like very.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
public
think it's Mia
and
Block.
visible.
And then Hunter was like, no. I'm like 98% sure that's
yeah.
her. And I go, Hunter, how do you know that
Are you
that's
that confident?
That's her? And Matt's like, I don't even know what she really looks like. I mean, maybe that's her. I don't know. And then Hunter's like, I just have this feeling. I just know it's probably her. And I'm like, dude, I don't know. I can only see the back of her head. And I'm trying to see what she was wearing. 'Cause she kind of got up, and I was seeing her Nikes or whatever it was she was wearing. She was wearing some type of Air Force Ones or something. But they had like scribbles on them. They had a bunch of writing on them. I go, those look like expensive Air Force Ones. If I was looking at them, or they were Jordans or something with writing on them, and I look over at her, I'm like, I don't know if that's her. And Hunter's like, it's definitely her. And then I see her badge flash, and I see Mia Block on her badge. I go, no way! She's like eating right next to us. That's crazy, right?
They're like 2 feet away from us. It's like, guys, keep your voices down. I can hear.
Somebody got up to go take a picture with her, and I'm like, you know what? I regret not just taking more advantage of situations like this, because one time we saw Chris Hemsworth in the Newark airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I sat there thinking to
We watched him
myself,
circle 3 or 4 times before we even decided to go talk.
And I
That
thought
would have
to
been right
myself,
before he was going to
maybe
shoot like
I should
Endgame or
maybe I
something.
should go say hi to like literally one of my favorite, actors in the Marvel universe. And I go, oh, maybe I won't, right? I go, and I regret that every single day of my life, that I could have taken a picture with that handsome man. So I said, you know what? Screw this. I'm going to go take a picture with her. So I went up to her and said, hey, do you mind if I get a picture? Or I can't remember what I said. I said, hey, big fan. I think you're an amazing driver. Is it possible to get a picture? And she was like, oh, for sure. And I said, what are we doing? Peace sign? She goes, yeah. Took the photo,
that
and I was
nice.
like, seriously, I think you're an amazing driver. Have an awesome day. And she goes, oh, thank you so much. It didn't really know what to say.
But she was nice. She didn't seem like she felt weirded out.
No,
or
not at
anything.
all.
Like, it was very
not
casual.
At all.
And
It
that
was just funny because
that
I'm
was
like,
nice to see.
Because I asked her, like, do you want a picture with the school cafeteria
Yeah.
behind us, or with this pillar? She's like, we can just do the pillar. I go, all right, cool. So But yeah, I grabbed my picture with her, and I was like, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And outside of that, though, I can't remember who else we saw. We saw Kayla Rundle, who's another Grand Ambassador. There's several Grand Ambassadors there that actually stopped by. Why I cannot think of every single one of them.
I saw the everyday driver guys
That's all
go
right.
by.
You guys'
It was.
brains
I tried. Oh my gosh!
But yeah,
why-
no.
Good, though. It
Point
was a really
point
good-
being, it was
Minister
a
of
very
Fresh.
full show. And
Minister
yes,
of
can't
Fresh
forget Minister of
stopped
Fresh
by
because he
many
was
times.
around multiple times, and we had
times.
good chats. And he's always a happy face to say hi to.
But
so.
no, I mean, Alex over at Vipers killing it. I love seeing all the Grand Ambassadors in positions now that are just doing awesome, and seeing Hunter work at the
I didn't know Hunter was
KCX
going to be at
booth.
KCX. So walking in there, I'm like,
cool
I
as
know
well.
you. And no, he was killing it over there. He really was. So shout out Hunter doing his job.
And then Matt from Dabbler did drop off some goodies for everybody.
Yes.
So a huge thank you
Yeah.
to Matt.
I'm actually
for
wearing that today.
Nice.
So I
yes.
thought about wearing my shirt today, but I was like, I
He
want to get
made me
some
a new shirt.
I'm
Sorry.
saving
some
mine for
photos of-
Q&A.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
need to wear mine. He made me just the coolest shirt. I just really appreciate
It
it.
is
And he
very
also
cool.
dropped off something that I wasn't expecting, that I'm not at liberty to say what it is.
Yeah,
but-
very excited.
Yeah,
But I will say
It's almost as exciting as the new trailer that dropped for season 2 of Reacher on Amazon Prime coming December 15th.
Yeah, no, yeah, I would say that the Reacher-sized gentleman's looking pretty big this year. Mm-hmm. So
Wow, Tim's saying that. So all right.
Brian Nicole says, I need a job at TRC, so I go to SEMA. Anthony needs a bodyguard next year, maybe. And then me and Matt of Obsessed Garage, we were giving each other so much crap over this
That was
trip.
great. I loved it.
So Matt has kind of informally challenged me to essentially be in better shape than what he currently is right now and more athletic than him. I said that's exceptionally easy. I could do that in my sleep,
very aggressive.
right? So me and Matt may have to have a competition here in this next year when he either A is planning on coming to Boise,
Right.
or we're gonna have a gym off,
He
fitness
sounded
off,
very serious about it too.
or
it's
I
been a
like
while.
the gym off action.
the gym off, or we go out there and I go in his neck of the woods in the
Yeah.
Helen House or somewhere in Florida, and I'm able to keep
Well,
up with
here's
him.
an idea. Why not both?
Maybe both. I don't know.
I talked to Freddie about doing some
Matt
stuff
did
over
say
in
that
Florida,
I'm
too.
in his top 5 favorite people, right?
He said that. I can confirm that. I heard it.
But I'm like, wait, so he's got 2 kids, and then he's got his wife, and then he's
Top 5.
and
You're
then
in the
he's
top 5.
Yeah,
Well, and
you're
then,
up there
then I'm
with
like,
his
and then there's
family.
Mike, so I'm like, I'm
Yeah.
up there,
You're next
You're
to
right
Mike.
up there with him.
right there next to Mike. I appreciate that, Matt.
You
Wonderful.
know what, though? I think what he likes and respects about you is that you offer him pushback. You don't just take what he
You're not a
says
yes
as gospel. You're not a sycophant. You're not a yes man.
I just have opinions.
And plus, I find Matt's audience truly does seem to hate that video with the IK thing where you guys are pushing back. It's my favorite video on his channel. I'll
It's
be
a fun
honest.
time.
Watching somebody challenge Matt on his own channel is one of my favorite things, and it has to be for a good reason.
Good
but
time.
I can't wait to see another video like that. I'm so excited.
So we're gonna have to hang out. And I also told Matt, I said when we're hanging out, I said you got to cook me a steak because he feels like he can cook a pretty mean steak
He was very
nowadays.
confident about that.
So I
too.
said, make me your best steak, and I'll eat it like in one of those Guga food videos, right, with the boys next to him, and I'll be the taste tester. It'll be fun. So, anyways, things to look forward to here in hopefully the next coming months with shooting more content, getting out there more, visiting, maybe even visiting Freddie, and just maybe trying to get out a little bit more next year. We're gonna have to put some planning
a little
into
more
that.
specific though. Too.
Yeah, we don't want to be gone for weeks on end, but I definitely want to allot some time for an experience like going to the Helen House in Georgia,
Yeah.
maybe visiting Freddie or something, and then hopefully getting some people to come here as well. So I think that's it, Dane. I think it is close to lunchtime.
Yes.
And we have normal work stuff to catch up
We
on.
do.
We actually do.
Yep.
So, last one here. Spencer Mason saying, sad I didn't get a chance to take a photo, but at least I got to talk to you 3 for a few hours. Yes, you did.
It was
a good
and we
time.
appreciate it. Good chatting and great show. I think everybody did their jobs. It was a lot of fun. And while I did feel a little trapped in the West Hall, I thought we made the most of it. And if you haven't, please go check out on the main channel all those days of live streams. You see a ton of detail. I recently started adding timestamps to them so you can actually see the different places we stopped at, and I'll be adding to the day 3 and 4 today. So you should see that updated by the afternoon. Anyway, thank you so much, everybody, for watching this. We appreciate you all, and you're the ones who make it possible for us to go out and do this every year, and hopefully we can bring you a taste of SEMA in those streams so you felt like you were there too.
go.
All right. Anything left to add before I
No,
close
that's
this
it.
out?
Take us
Okay.
away.
Well, you know the deal. If you haven't hit like yet, what are you doing? Come on, hit that like button. Make sure you're subscribed to the Rag Company Podcast YouTube channel as well as our main channel. And if you haven't left a review on Apple Podcasts or wherever, Spotify, wherever you leave your reviews, or just a comment below saying what you thought of today's show or SEMA in general, let us know. And lastly, what color ribbon rags do you think would be really cool? We've been asking people that, and I want to hear what you have to say. All right, that's it, guys. Have a wonderful week. We'll catch up with you on Q&A later this week at 2 p.m. on Thursday. See ya.
Say it.